So I'm Michelle and I'm here with the Book Dragon. Today we have one of our lovely authors with us, Leia Barko, and she is here to talk about her book, Ruffian, which will be on book tour with us between March the 6th and March the 12th of this year. Hi Leia, welcome to the Book Dragon.
Hi, Michelle. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure to get the opportunity to interview you today. So I've got some questions that I'd love to ask you so that our viewers can find out more about you and your writing. So I'm going to start by asking you, did you grow up in a book lover's household?
I definitely did. My mom was the one who actually introduced me to the world of reading because she loved to read as a little girl. And so that was when I started loving to read. My sister, on the other hand, she used to hate to read. When we were little, she couldn't wait until I was finished reading and then we could go and play. And then very recently, actually, she entered her phase of being a book lover. And now it's me who has to remind her to get her nose out of book once in a while. And she's actually been my biggest supporter throughout my writing process. She's always loved Ruffian. And even, when I was down and I was having like writer's blocks and I just couldn't think of what to write next, she was always like pushing me to forcing me to push past those writing blocks because she couldn't wait for the next chapter. So she was like, you have to write because I want to hear what happens next. So that's been great. She's definitely been my biggest supporter.
Oh, that's so wonderful to hear. And it's amazing that she's had the gift of falling in love with reading as well.
It is.
And that you've helped her with that.
Yeah, she fell in love with reading when she started reading Divergent by Veronica Roth. And after that, she couldn't put any book down. She's been reading book after book ever since.
It's funny that you mentioned that book because when I was reading Ruffian, I definitely thought that could fit into that sort of genre and, go on and be made into a movie and such, which I'll talk to you about a little later.
Yeah, dystopian is definitely my favorite genre. I started loving dystopian when I read The Hunger Games by Susan Collins and Divergent by Veronica Roth. And my sister and I both love both of those books, but I like Hunger Games more. She likes Divergent more. So we both have our favorites in this genre.
That's good. So a major plot point in Ruffian surrounds a global pandemic. So were you inspired by the recent real life events for this?
Yeah, partly I was, but I actually came up with most of the storyline for Ruffian before the COVID-19 pandemic actually hit. So I had created the dystopian world. I had created the characters of Astra and Hendrik. And I knew that I wanted this to be a crime thriller. So I wanted the plot to be based on an investigation. All I needed was a catalyst that would sort of start the chain reaction of what was going to happen in the book. And that's when COVID hit. And, I knew that a virus would be perfect. Before I was just playing around with ideas like a kidnapping, murder mystery, and then COVID hit. And I knew that a virus would be the perfect thing to, provide the spark for what would start Astra and Hendrik's investigation.
So it takes place in several different places around the world. And I was wondering, have you previously visited any of these locations?
These specific locations, I have not, but a part of Ruffian takes place in the Carpathian mountain ranges of Romania. And part of my family is actually from Transylvania.
Okay.
And my parents are both from Hungary, which is right next to Romania. And I've actually visited Budapest, which is a beautiful city. And, I was just playing around with, I wanted this Ruffian base to be in a mountain range. And, if I was already, having the setting mostly in Europe, then I was like, why not, something that my family has history in. So that's why I chose the Carpathian mountain ranges. And the other locations like London, Vienna, and Siberia are definitely places that I would most want to visit. So these places in Ruffian are actually more places that I would like to go to in the future than places that I have been in the past.
Well, you definitely make them come alive considering you haven't been there. Like, obviously, I'm familiar with London and yeah, I think you captured it really well.
Thank you. Yeah, I did a lot of research for that. So that's partly that.
So whilst reading the book, I kept thinking it would make a fantastic movie, as I said earlier. And I was wondering if this were to happen, who would you like to play your main character of Astra?
Yeah, so definitely the way I wrote Ruffian makes it like the plot and the dialogue makes it very easy for it to be converted into a screenplay and a script. And someone I could very much imagine playing Astra would be a young Halle Berry, because Halle Berry, she's such a tremendous actress, and my character Astra she's a complicated character, and she has so many different sides. She has like this playful side and this moody side and this darker side and this lighter and more funny side. And Halle Berry is such a tremendous actress, and she has such a presence on the screen, and which I really love about her. She's one of my favorite actresses, and I really love that about her. And I think she could make Astra come alive really well on a screen. I first saw her in Moonfall, which was a great movie, and Halle Berry is fantastic in it. So yeah, Halle Berry, a young Halle Berry, definitely.
So now we just need a time machine so we can go back and get her at the right age.
Yeah.
So I believe that Ruffian is intended to be part of a trilogy. So when can we look forward to the next installment?
So actually, I've already started developing the second installment of Ruffian. I've been writing bits and pieces here and there whenever it comes to mind, and I'm going to be starting to put those together this summer. So if all goes well, the release of the second installment of Ruffian can be around late summer or early fall of 2024.
Oh, that's very exciting. That's something to look forward to. Oh, and thank you for your time today, Leia, and good luck with your book tour. And just to remind everyone that they can pick up copies of Ruffian in the Book Dragon, which is at 6 West Row in Stockton-on-Tees, or on our website at bookdragon.co.uk, www.bookdragon.co.uk. You think I'd know that by now, wouldn't you? Well, thank you, Leia. Pleasure to speak to you.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure talking to you.